The coalition of the Scottish Nationalists, from the SNP minions to the other ScotNat activists, have once again shown their true face, the nasty parties of Scotland. Not the first time this has happened. It happens on a regular basis, but the rest of the UK, we don't really hear much about it because it's not really in the mainstream media what happens up there in Scotland. This time we heard, because earlier this week when the Tory party went up to Scotland to have their leadership election hustings, because they still have Conservative Party members in Scotland, there's a few left, and they decided to have a bit of a debate. And of course, the ScotNats decided to infiltrate and take over the whole thing, and outside the venue they protested, because we live in a democracy and free society. Protests are allowed. Good. I want that to happen. What I don't want to happen is intimidation and physical action and actual nastiness. This is a big problem that happens a lot up there in Scotland when it comes to the Scottish nationalist side. What they decided to do was to target pensioners who simply believed in the union. It's just a different point of view compared to them. Apparently, if you believe in a union, if you don't want Scotland to be an isolated country, then you are the worst person in the history of the world. So we heard that eggs were being thrown. They were spitting at pensioners. And of course, they were calling everybody scum. That's just normal behavior, apparently, according to the ScotNats. And this issue is that they claim that they want independence, yet they want to join another union called the European Union. They say they are internationalists, but they are essentially pseudo-nationalists. Well, no, they're actual nationalists, but they claim to be internationalists. You know, they are friendly to the world, except for the English. You wonder why there is division in this kingdom. Now, one issue, literally the previous video, I was criticizing the BBC for being biased, but we are objective. This time, James Cook, who's one of the few good ones, you know, most of the time he's tried to do a good job as a reporter and Scotland editor of the BBC. He simply was there with his other BBC colleagues. He was actually reporting, he was covering the protests. He was attacked by the ScotNats because, oh, you're the BBC, you're not covering the protest. He was literally there to report the protest. Let's just go to this clip and see what they did to him, because they were throwing things and shouting at him and calling him names.
You don't know the truth.
I've come here to do this. We've filmed it. We've put it on the television already. It's already been on the 6 o'clock news. We're here again. I've actually had my phone out.
We've seen your television reporting.
If you let me finish the sentence. I had my phone out actually to get a good shot of everybody and show what everyone was doing when the gentleman called me scum. So, who's the person who's been unreasonable here?
Do you know about the claim of rights? Can I ask a question?
You're a traitor.
Can I ask a question, please? Can I ask a question? Can I ask a question? Let me ask a question.
Sure, yes.
So you're part of the BBC, yes?
Yes, that's right.
Do you know about the claim of rights 1689?
I know about the claim of rights. Yes, I'm aware of it.
Well, we
When
get-
the 60, yes.
1689. So how long have you been in Scotland?
I've been in Scotland my whole life.
Have you?
I'm not going to be starting asking you how long you've been in Scotland. I think it's a bit of a rude question,
Is
but
it?
nonetheless.
No,
okay,
because
fair
if you,
enough.
you didn't know very well much about the claim of right.
I know,
You know?
I know
Right,
my
so do
history,
you know?
thanks. I know my history,
So
thanks.
you do? Are we going to get... No, let me finish. Do you have fear reporting on the claim of right? Will you report on the claim of right and other Scottish independence parties and other grassroots groups that are going out for independence?
Delighted to do so.
You're a liar.
You know what? It's a waste of time. I'm very much...
I mean, I feel dirty to defend the BBC here, but he did nothing wrong. In fact, this proves to the BBC establishment, the mainstream media establishment, that stop pandering to these idiots, in the sense that the general, the socialist left, the liberal left, because, you know, you've been essentially, some of you intentionally, some of you unintentionally, biased towards them against everybody else, thinking that you're going to keep them happy. They don't even believe you. You still have Labour members and SNP members and ARBA and all the other parties, the lefties, who still think the BBC are conservative bias. They genuinely still believe that the BBC are against them. So stop pandering. If they already think that you're not on their side, just be normal. Be that impartial channel that you claim to want to be. Because, you know, the more you try to cover them, you're alienating the rest of the country anyway, because some of the coverage is actually biased towards them. Because you're not showing the dirty side, but you're not even convincing the left. So you're literally on the fence, like Keir Starmer, and you're alienating all sides. Centrism doesn't exist, so stop doing this nonsense. Now we're going to come back. We're going to talk about Liz Truss, because she's rejecting any crazy deal with the European Union over the Northern Ireland Protocol. We'll come back in half an hour. Subscribe to the channel. Do me a favor, click on the bell next to it. That's the best way to get notified when I release the next video. I'm Tousi, and we are the media.